Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, standing right beside the Mississippi River in New Orleans. And what I'm going to do in this video is show you about a dozen statues, memorials, various landmarks around New Orleans. And they are all near downtown New Orleans and all pretty close to the river. So I'm going to give you a quick view of quite a few interesting things that I find around here. I'm at the Audubon Park, and I am at this point right here, which is where this fountain is. It looks like a big river here, but it's probably a man-made small river. It's wide, but it just circles around the park. And they put a nice fountain right in the middle here. And right in front of that fountain is this one that is called the Gumbo Fountain, with this lady with some kind of a bird on her wrist. I can't tell for sure what that thing is around her back. Might be part of her dress. And there's two little boys here, both riding on turtles. I didn't know you could hitch a ride on a turtle. He does look a little surprised. And maybe not too happy. Well, that's some nice artwork. Right here it says Simon Gumbo, so that must be the artiste. Here is the Audubon Zoo, which I am not going to go into today. Here's another interesting thing in Audubon Park. They call it the Tree of Life. I'm not sure just what that means, but it is a very old, very huge tree. The limbs here actually rest on the ground. That should make it easy to climb up. Although I bet if you got caught, they wouldn't like that at all. That one is just a few inches from the ground. Oh, it looks like it got one of its arms cut off. According to that sign, in year 2040, it will be 300 years old. Wow, look at that. It stuck itself in the ground there, and look at this. It looks kind of like a serpent swimming by. Wow. This whole field has got a lot of huge trees, but this one by far is the biggest one. This is about 5 miles east of the Audubon Park, and I stopped here to see this statue. It's called the Mother River, and here this explains about it. You can't see the face She's looking straight up to the sky, and down here is, I guess this is the Sun River, and this is the Daughter River, I suppose. There are some carvings along near the bottom. That looks like a steamship. Another one here, and here, and this is a nice one. Wonder what causes these green stains. The daughter's got it really bad on her back. And this looks like it might be about 24 feet high and probably carved out of stone. Something like that. Certainly will withstand any hurricane. Well, let's see what's next. This is the New Orleans Convention Center with free music. And right across the street is this thing called the Scrap House. It does look like it's made out of scraps. And this says, it's a monument to nature's unpredictable powers, where a house can be blown on top of a tree, I guess. I guess the address was 48. And it is part of a memorial for Hurricane Katrina. There's a park here which is really just a lawn. That memorial there, and what they call the Scrap House. And just a few blocks from the convention center is this, what they call Lee Circle. And this is in the middle of the circle where cars drive around. I've walked up the steps here, but I am not going to go up those steps. Those look like about 3-foot high steps. I haven't seen any signs explaining what the significance is. They do have this, which is that trolley that I showed you earlier. It looked like there was something here which has been ripped away. That might have been what said about what this monument was for. At this point, I'm just guessing about Robert E. Lee. Next, I'm going to show you a few things around the Jackson Square area. And right along the river, there is a riverboat where they take you out on tours. And some tours include a meal inside the boat, and some don't. Here's some info on the steamboat and other information on other tours that you might be interested in. Another thing is the Audubon Aquarium of the Americas, and they have quite a few of these art pieces that are up on pedestals like that. I can't tell for sure what they're supposed to be. If it's supposed to be some kind of a sea creature or what. And right in front here is a really large area with all these benches, and people just hang out here and watch the boats go by. The big ships. And a really nice river walk all along the river here. There's some people going on a tour boat. Just hanging out on the top deck there. Another thing they have here is the New Orleans Holocaust Memorial, founded by the Gold Ring family. Seems like an odd kind of memorial. It's mainly this that changes its look as you walk around it. This is about all the information they have about it here. And a short walk down the river walk from that is the Monument to the Immigrant, which is this statue. Here's the other side of it. There's some of the immigrants. And here's a little bit of information. And right in front of the Steamboat New Orleans is an interesting sculpture here. And this is called Old Man River. And a couple interesting things is it looks like his hands have been chopped off, poor guy. And another problem he has seems to be right around here. That is an odd looking squared off haircut. This is Jackson Square. It is a city block that's made into a park, and on the outskirts along the fence here a lot of artists show their wares, and musicians looking for a donation. You can even get a psychic.
Come on, it's New Orleans. We're gonna do this.
And there's other people who think they have
stop! Watch!
some entertainment
Danger!
talent.
Come closer.
I've been here a few times, and there's always entertainers like that at Jackson Square. This is the inside of the square, and there's the statue of Andrew Jackson. Got some nice palm trees here. Major General Andrew Jackson. It's actually kind of quiet in here. You get away from the crowds. Look at that church behind it. Hey, even the clock is right. You can take a horse and buggy ride, or just stand here and listen to the bagpipes play. There's a lot of interesting bars around here. And one thing about New Orleans is that you're allowed to get liquor to go and drink it as you walk down the street. And a couple blocks down is the statue of Joan of Arc. How about that? Looks like it's solid gold. The Maid of Orleans. I guess that's the old Orleans. Let's get a close-up of her face there. I guess that's what she really looked like. Doesn't look like a teenage girl to me. And right in front of her is a couple cannons. There's several plaques around it. All the way around it is a lot of plaques about it. Erected 1972, 1412, 1431. You can spend all day long looking around this part of town, finding interesting things. But that's all I'm going to show you for now in this part of town. There's a couple more things I want to show you before I go. Guess what all these people are looking at? The steamboat's taking off. Got a full crew, I guess. Mostly up on top there. And look at the water, it's kicking up. And don't you two forget to bring a padlock with you to add to the collection here. This is one of the places I wanted to show you that's about 1.25 miles east of Jackson Square. Dr. Bob's Art Gallery. And this sign is interesting. Drink Dr. Nut. I wonder if that was a real beverage. He has got all kinds of pieces here. And tourists are welcome, it says. I guess it's also known as the junk market. If you want to see more what's inside, do not bring your Simon with you. How do you like Dr. Bob's camper? It's called the Desire. Let's see how desirable it is. Armstrong Park is in a different part of New Orleans. And this part here I wanted to come see, called Congo Square. It's a nice park with some interesting artwork. Got a little marching band going on here. And these people are dancing up a storm. See what that says? They probably have some events going on here in the summer. Nice big tree. And this carving is Big Chief Tootie. Wonder how he got that name. Yeah, that is a big piece. Quite a headdress he has there. Well, as you can see, folks, there is a lot to see around New Orleans. And here is Louis Armstrong himself. Nice carving work on this statue. So this video should give you a lot of ideas of things to see around New Orleans. Good day, folks.